ours, I want to share with you briefly how just about the time when I had started working here, there was a student named David. David was a law student from New Jersey who had chosen to represent the natives in Alaska. He had moved to Alaska and he started studying and living with the Sitka Indians. And he, in addition to learning their culture, he decided he wants to join their group, and he asked the chief if he can. And they said, yes, there's a ceremony, and where we give you an Indian name. And they called a date for the ceremony, and at the height of the ceremony, right before they gave the name, the chief stood up and he said, we cannot continue because I had a dream. And last night the elder appeared to me. And he said, David cannot join our tribe because he already belongs to a tribe. David belongs to the tribe of the Jewish people. David knew he was a Kohen, but he didn't know the meaning of any Judaism. He was in shock. He left and he found Chabad in Anchorage, Alaska. Rabbi Greenberg then sent him here. Today, David is a judge in Sitka, Alaska, and he's a proud Jew, and he also represents the people. So you never know where fate will take you, and you also never know if the elder will think you're normal. Our elder, Rabbi Herson, the Dean of the Rabbinical College of America, couldn't make it here today. But we do have a representative from the Board of Trustees, and we'd like to ask Dr. Granowitz to please share with us a few words.
Very deftly done, Brooke. Thank you. So I'll let you all in on a little secret. I thought you all assumed I was part of the faculty here by my dress and other appearance, but I represent the board of the Rabbinical College and proudly do so. And I think the first two speakers really summed up very nicely why I'm interested in being a part of the board of the Rabbinical College. And as Rabbi Dubinsky said, the goal is really to have a group of people that are all officers and privates and other in Hashem's army in the world. And far be it for me to teach Torah in front of this group, but I think last week's Parsha was a great example of why I'm certainly here. And the Parsha is Shalach, or to send out. And ultimately, those of you who know the story, I'm sure far better than I do, is that the Jewish people, a group of spies, go into the land of Israel and come back and say, we can't overtake the land of Israel, there's a land of giants, we will be destroyed, we will not be successful. And there's many, many interpretations about this story of what it actually means. And one that's meaningful to me, and I hope is meaningful to you in this context, is that the goal of Hashem is to make sure that we interact in the world, that we don't stay in Sinai, that we don't just study Torah all day. You know, Judaism for me is a religion of action, that we have to bring Hashem into the world, and that we have to create action to make the world a better place, to create Tikkun Olam. That's our objective. And in my experience interaction with the Rabbinic College, and certainly the faculty here, which is really a stellar group of people, and I'm really humbled to be sitting at the same table with them, that is their objective for your sons. And that's one of the things that's always impressed me since I've been involved with the Rabbinical College. And I'm very interested overall with philanthropic activities of working with young people of about this age. I sit on the board of my medical school at Columbia, New York. I'm involved with Ben Gurion University, as well as with the Rabbinical College. And all of them are really involved in the same type of activity. It is bringing healing, refuah, into the world. And I think one is around physical healing, being involved with a group of physicians of which I am, but this is really spiritual healing. But the goal ultimately is to create an opportunity and a set of skills and expectations of your sons to be involved in the world. And the skills that they learn here, as you heard, are important skills, not only to be a good Jew, but to be an effective leader, an effective employee, a great father, speaking of Father's Day today, a great husband, and otherwise important member of the community. And by teaching a way of life and a love and a thirst for learning, I think those skills are all brought to bear. And learning Torah isn't about just studying the text, it's a discipline. It's a discipline about how do you be a self-starter? How do you take a position? How do you be fearless in a discussion and an argument? And all those are extremely important skills in the work world, especially the work world going into the future, which is one that is hyper-competitive, and where if we don't differentiate ourselves from machines, machines will take our jobs. But the skills that are learned in a place like the Rabbinic College will always set you apart, because a machine will never replace a person that has the courage to think like a human being, to understand human beings, to utilize tools, whether those tools are books or computers or technology, to create a better future, not only for their employees, their customers, but also themselves and their families. So one of the areas that I've really worked on significantly since I've been here, and I think that we are making progress, is ensuring that when your boys leave, or your young men leave, however you want to look at it. I'm 52 and my mother still calls me Craigie, but that's a story for another day. But when they leave, that they will be well integrated into the world, that they will have a parnasa, they will have a job that will create economic opportunity and vibrancy for they and their families, as well as spiritual fulfillment. And I think there are a lot of opportunities for us to do so. There are many, many successful alumni of Tiferes, and I have the commitment from the faculty that we're going to continue to more effectively engage with them and more effectively build those bridges. We need to have a board, frankly, that's more involved and engaged in the students and in their well-being post-graduation. Not only those that are shliach, but those that are also lawyers, accountants, doctors, and other professions. Just as an aside, one of my tutors, because I've been studying here for a number of years since I've been here, is he recently started Chabad in Santa Clara, California. And he and his wife share Shabbat wishes by text message every Friday. And I had a few extra hours when I was in California last week to go actually to his Chabad. And he was so excited because they took a Jewish community that was completely non-existent, mostly technology workers. For those of you who know Santa Clara, Apple's new headquarters about 2 miles from their Chabad house. So it is right in the middle of Silicon Valley. And you have a number of people that are just very disconnected from their spirituality, especially a lot of Jews that are working in the valley and really didn't have a home. And the fact that on Shabbos dinners now they have 50 people coming, the fact that they brought the first Torahs into the community and they shut down the street and the entire community participated in that, in the sense of excitement and what they can bring in their sense of energy. And also, I think, empowering a number of workers, and you think about Silicon Valley as an area that is bereft of humanity, to insert humanity and menschlichkeit into the work that they do, and hopefully that will have a ripple effect throughout not only the people that work in Silicon Valley, but the types of products and services that they create that impact all of our lives. If you think about how these companies touch our lives and the lives of everyone in the world today, to inject that form, that perspective into what they do, I think will not only make them more effective employees, but will improve the lives of all those around you. So I really wanted to come and ensure that you feel that your boys are in a good place, that they are here to learn, that the expectation of the faculty is not that they will become rabbis. I think if they do, there's a great sense of pride and satisfaction in that. But the goal is to create good Jews that have a sense of commitment and passion for their Judaism, but to channel that passion in a way that creates success in the world around them, including their own spiritual, familial, and economic success. And for me, I just want to be sure that we do our job, not only to, as a board, to make sure that the Rabbinical College remains strong and vibrant within its own economic and financial areas of responsibility, that we continue to build bridges within our local community here in Morristown. I think a few have mentioned Morristown Memorial Hospital and others, but also to be sure that the young men that leave here will be able to have careers that can allow them to live a life of material as well as spiritual comfort. So I thank you on behalf of the board for being here, your sense of commitment of spending your time to find out more, to be here with us today, for those of you who spent all of Shabbos here for Shabbos, but for those of you who came today, we know that it is a significant commitment of your time and your interest, and we hope that you found this time today fulfilling and valuable, and hopefully gives you a sense of confidence that your sons are studying in a place that is good and will create skills that will last them a lifetime. So thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dr. Granowitz. The Rabbinical College of America is able to award their students with a bachelor's degree, which allows many students to go on to take job opportunities in other circles